Yeah, it was on me. You can't hang up for a little bit? I mean, shit, bro. If you want to go to bed, by all means, go to bed, my man. Ain't no thing. I'm just gonna be killing a boss. So, nothing too crazy. By all means, brother man, hit the hay. Hope you're having a good one, my man.
You know the guy that would be perfect
Hmm.
on the Rockets, Devin Booker.
Whoa.
I mean, and by the way,
That's a good call.
if Phoenix wants to
Let's say watch on
be
me.
better, they
Hey.
cannot do what Matt Ishbia has been out in the press saying they want to do. It is great that the owner sits there and says, we're going to keep winning. We're never going to tank. We're always going to try to win. You have my word, to fans that this team will be trying to win. That sounds good.
Right.
It does not create a winning basketball team in the time of this collective bargaining agreement.
Makes you look like a liar.
Right? With the second apron and the eighth apron and all the aprons and whatever, you cannot have a team that has played the way Phoenix has and has the salary restrictions they have and just continue to try to make it.
Let's y'all
She
know
ain't
I went to
wrong.
go with him today.
Alright. I knew that chick looked familiar in Invincible. It's just that view with the dot in her head. Oh my god. Rocky?
I called earlier. I was in a tizzy, and I didn't have my question right. So I have a new question for Stav. Stav, you're a man who's gotten some pussy, it seems like. You've told some stories and such.
Seems like. Fuck
In my
yeah.
experience of getting a couple pieces of pussy,
Pieces of
that
pussy.
there are girls that are comers, and there's girls that are not comers.
Mm-hmm.
And, some girls just go crazy, no matter what. Like it's nothing. And then other girls, you could be fucking putting the jackhammer on the pussy and nothing will happen. And my question for you, Stav, is if you encounter a girl who's not a comer, how do you make that girl come? Because I really need that as a part of my sexual satisfaction. And apparently the girls that are my type are the non-comers, because every time that I hook up with a girl that,
Maybe it's you,
I'm
buddy.
feeling it,
Maybe he's the
whatever
problem.
about, she just goes crazy on it all the time. But every time I'm with a girl that I'm like, damn, I really like this girl. Like, she's so cool. Like, I want this girl to be my GF, not a comer. And it's just like, it's not satisfying for me. I need the coming. I need to see her freak on it.
These girls aren't coming.
And
I'm not
tragedy,
satisfied.
really. It's a tragedy if I'm getting off 3 times in a night, and then the girl next to me is only like 0.5 times. Like, I'll feel like some weird manipulation on the girl's part. Like, I have way more fucking brain chemistry satisfaction in this interaction than she does. That feels manipulative in a way.
So you're so bad at fucking that girls are manipulating you?
That's
a crazy little fucking bit of
it's a good spin.
Yeah, acrobatics right there.
Communicate with the girls, but even usually the relationship doesn't last enough to get to that point where they're like bringing the tools into the sex and stuff.
Tools. That's a fun way to call it, vibrator.
Yeah.
Bringing the tools in.
Your implements, your instruments.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say it might be your whole vibe. You don't have a vibe that makes me want to bust a nut.
I don't want to sit back, relax,
and nut. And I will say, if you're coming at it from a negative point of view here, where it's like, I need to see you come or I won't feel good. It's like you're putting all that and I've definitely, you know, as a younger man, I've kind of felt the same way.
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
like, you gotta bust. I feel like I owe it to you, whatever.
Yes.
But that desperation and that pressure is the worst thing. When a girl has a hard time coming, any pressure on her, and your whole vibe is it's like, you know, you're just fucking banging. You're like, come on.
Right.
That's number one. I think this weird. And also, how about you see if they have a good time? You know, like, 'cause some girls are just like, it might take a couple hookups. It might take them getting comfortable with you. And yes, some women just do not quit fast, and you know, salute to them.
Hallelujah.
Salute to them.
Also
Hallelujah.
something he said about they're nutting off jackhammering. Are you eating pussy? Because if you just mean like some girls nut off intercourse, that's true. Very nicely.
Thank you. Thank you.
The end of that one was a little squeaker,
bad.
dude.
That was bad. It was moist at the end.
A little, and I'm not you. Of all the guys you could do this to, I'm the least squeamish of all time. But that little bit of fucking wetness got me, dude.
This guy got me to come.
Squirted. That's so fucking funny. So. Yeah, dude, I would say, like, I literally forgot my train of thought because that fart knocked me off.
Too much pressure. You're right.
Too much pressure. Right. And then also, yeah, like I was saying, he seems to just be talking about girls who come off intercourse, right? Or penetration. And certainly that's some of them, but it's like a lot of girls don't. A lot of girls, it's you know, some come just off eating pussy. Some come off getting finger popped. Some it's like a mix of the two. Some it's a mix of all three. You got to kind of do a sexual poo-poo platter and get them to bust. But if all you're doing is just fucking and expecting girls to come, it's kind of impressive that you would even put it at 50-50, I would say.
Right.
Because of the girls that, like, to me, it's way more rare to meet a girl that comes off intercourse alone. You know, I would say those are, you know, that's more rare than the non-comers at all.
Yeah, it's like 70-30 to clit, I think. Coming.
Yeah. Most is clit focused.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the ones that are like, I grew up. I'm the type of I'm more of a finesse player, in that if you're a clit gal, I'm all, you know, we're gonna get together just fine. But if I have to really pound for a really extended period of time for you to nut. Sure, I can on my good days, but that's not my go-to.
At that point, you got to put her on top.
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
Do the work there, right? The pony.
Sure. But yes, so that's the thing. Be less sort of desperate for them to nut, and if you're not, try eating more pussy. Not just you know,
pounding.
Not just pounding, not just penetration. You know, get a couple different moves in your arsenal. You know what I mean? You can't just always put your head down and go straight for the bucket. Sometimes you got to fucking shoot a three-pointer, call a play, get a, you know, pick and roll, get your teammate involved, the tools, the sex.
Get your teammate involved.
Good point. Two things on this. It's kind of, I hear what he's saying about the girl he doesn't like.
Sure.
He can get her off, which goes to your point. It's like you never do a bad show and you're like, who gives a fuck? You're loose, you're riffing, you're going here, you're going there. But if it's a TV taping, you're like, oh, you're stiff, and you don't kill as well because you're not loose.
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
Not the teammate. Yeah, exactly. Not the teammate. What the
That's where
fuck?
you can't get it up if you like the girl.
Unless you're fucking Dennis Rodman.
I was wearing a wedding dress. That's an old reference, but Kim Jong. So if I like my wife, I was really into her. I really liked her. I was like, we had great chemistry, we had great compatibility, and I couldn't get it up, so I had to take Blue Chew. But then I would bang some fat pig on the road, and I was like Peter North, because I didn't give a shit. I wasn't in my head.
I'm with you. That I actually have had that happen.
Oh,
as well,
really?
Where it's like the first time I hook up with somebody that I actually like, I'm nervous. My dick is soft. It took like the last two girls I dated that happened with. So yeah, I think there's something to that. It's the pressure thing. It's the pressure of caring.
But it's the irony because the girl's like, you don't like me? And you're like, no, I actually really love you.
This is because I like you.
Yeah, so I would always pop Blue Chews like a drug addict, you know, in the bathroom. And she's like, why's your tongue blue? And I'm like, I had a mint. You know, you got to do that whole thing. But
had some fun dip.
But yeah, it just goes to show you, if you can shut it down with the girls you like. If you just chill out and realize that, hey, I'm a little in my head here, the pressure's on, maybe that'll help with the coming.
Yeah, and I think ultimately the answer here is, and he says the relationship doesn't get to the point where they would bring out a tool. Like, you just have to fuck somebody a couple times to kind of really get the hang of it.
Get the rhythm.
And it's like, you might have just been on a lucky streak of fucking a couple girls in a row that bust fast.
Yeah.
You know, you'll hit a cold streak of that shit too. You know what I mean? So just focus. If you like somebody, focus. Ultimately, sex is very important, but ultimately, like, you know, both of us couldn't get hard with women that we dated, and they stuck around.
Yes.
So it's like power through a couple awkward encounters. If you have real chemistry, that will shine through. And the real problem is, you'll just figure it out the more you hook up with somebody, in my opinion.
Hear, hear.
Good luck, even though, again.
So I recently have started seeing somebody. He's a man.
Nice.
And I kind of knew him beforehand. He's kind of unfortunately a gym bro, which is fine. But I just recently found out that he is on Tren and steroids as well as testosterone. Is it true that these wrestlers and bodybuilders get physically violent? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. He's wonderful. I have no issues with him so far. We mesh very well, but it's just the gym bro. Like, he is a gym bro. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell him to not do that, or if I'm like overstepping bounds to say, hey, don't do steroids. But very short. I don't really know what to say other than I love you and I love your show, and hopefully I'm going to see you when you go on tour.
Nice.
Bye.
By the way, I think she said, hey, Stav, and it translated to hot dog.
I know. It's Google voice transcription cannot figure out Stav or Eldest to save his life.
Okay, well, that's
like,
why I'm not
one
worried
of those
about
says
AI.
Pizza Rose. What is that
Right.
even like? So, okay, this is interesting. So, the person she's dating is on gear, basically. You know, can you tell him to stop is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
This is how you met the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, it sounds like you just started, she said recently started seeing somebody. And I guess it's the kind of thing where, you know, if you don't, which by the way, if this guy's doing things the right way, you know, a lot of these gym bros these days actually do know how to do this correctly. Like, it's kind of a crazy.
That's true.
I think it is a little nuts. I mean, obviously I'm unhealthy, right? I know that, but bodybuild, like, guys who take a ton of steroids and keep a ton of muscle, like, that's not healthy for you either. Like, they do it to look cool because they're chasing being jacked, and they're essentially trading a little bit of their future health for, you know, and unless you do it in a very smart way, it can be really bad for you.
Yeah.
And so I think as long as nothing bad is happening, right? Like, the fact that she's even like, do these guys get violent? We'll see, in a cute way.
Right.
That scares me a little bit. I hope you don't find out.
Yeah.
Or I hope you find out when he, like, you know, punches a hole through a wall because he lost an Xbox game, and then you know to break up with him.
Right.
But you know, the way I think you approach it is just like, this is who he was. Same thing as, like, if he smoked weed, or he fucking, or even like if I was dating somebody, for example, and they knew I was fat as shit, and within a month they're like, how about some salads? I'd be like,
good point.
fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you out of your fucking mind?
You knew who I was.
Yeah, exactly. You knew who the fuck I am. It'd be different if she was like, hey, you know, how do you feel? Or, like, it's different if you want to talk to him about him and understand. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, how do you feel about, do you feel it? Because there were times in my life where I was just getting fucked up, having a good ass time, not thinking. But there were other times in my life where I would have welcomed someone to be like, what's going on with your habits? Like, are you feeling okay? Like,
sure.
Like, is everything okay? And if it was somebody I loved and she just really wanted to be like, do you like getting this fucked up? Sometimes that can help. So maybe you could just talk to him about, like, what, like, oh, are you bodybuild? Like, what is, even to just understand him as a person.
Yes.
Because it is weird if you're not a competing bodybuilder and you're just like, you just have that level of body dysmorphia where you want to be jacked for no reason, and there are possible health negatives, and it's probably expensive. Like, what are you trying to get out of this?
Yeah.
Is something I would be curious.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's just an expensive habit for him. Maybe instead of fucking building Legos, he likes building his fucking biceps or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think you talk to him for that. And as long as there's no negatives to you, the only thing I could think of is, you know, being worried about his health, which could potentially happen if he's not doing things the right way.
And I think she could broach that. And because that's kind of coming from a place of compassion. Hey, I'm
Sure.
worried about your health. Just want to make sure you know what you're doing. But that's probably when she'll get hit. So then you can gauge. Okay, I guess he is violent. Then you can get out. So that's the perfect
So
solution.
here's what you do: you take him, you go.
That's funny
you
as
say, I have a
fuck.
fun activity. We're gonna go do one of those jackass stunts where we get away from a police dog, and you're both wearing that giant protective. You're wearing that giant protective suit.
Yeah.
And then that's when you tell him not to do steroids, because then you could take a punch or two if
Right.
if you're wearing that giant suit.
Yeah, but I do take a little umbrage with the, hey, this guy's a gym bro, blah, blah. I'm like, you probably like the muscles that he had out of the gate. You're like, who's this guy at the bar or whatever it was.
Sure.
So that is a little tough with, like, he's a gym bro, blah, blah. But I'm like, you like the muscle. It's like a guy going, this chick, she's on the treadmill all day. But you also don't want a fat girl.
Right.
So there is a little of that, but I think she's...
Or the like, oh, she does OnlyFans. It's like, you like those big fat tits.
That too.
You know what I mean?
Perfect
It's
example.
like, there is, that's possible. It could be a little hypocrisy.
Can't have it both ways.
I do think there is something to, we are attracted to people when we don't know that much about them.
Aha!
You know,
Good
where
point.
it's like, yeah, you're right. It's probably hot that she probably liked how jacked this guy was. But yeah, that fucking guy that's jacked is different from like wanting to go out to dinner and he's like, oh, but I cooked boiled chicken and broccoli for the whole week.
I need my protein.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's different. So, you know, you have to think about, she seems fine with it though. I
Yeah.
think she's more just worried about the
violence.
the potential violence.
Which is fair.
Which is very fair, I think.
I do think you can be jacked, you can hit the gym,
This
and
is-
not do steroids or tren, whatever the fuck that is.
Trend, I believe, yeah.
And still be jacked, by the way.
Totally.
So I don't know if he needs the roids.
Yeah,
Unless
but-
you're not in the NFL.
But that's what I mean. It's like, why? That there is like definitely something going around the internet where there's these guys that like want to look awesome just for pure vanity, like
Right.
And it's not. It used to be you wanted to fuck girls.
Exactly.
These guys don't even want that.
No,
They
he's
want
got a
attention
girl.
from other guys, honestly, and like, not even
100%.
like it's like this weird thing. And some of them are just like some of them do so like are so lean and whatever, and are so jacked that it fucks up their sex drive. Or some of these steroids and shit fuck up their sex drive. These guys literally are becoming like this army of turbo incels, and it just doesn't make it's they're not even incel, they're volcel, but it's like so it's fascinating, and I would be curious to get a more of an if I were her to get more of an understanding as to why he even does that. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, what are you doing this for?
Yeah, you got the girl.
You got the girl. Are you competing? Are you whatever? Like
Right.
maybe he does want to do that. Plenty of people want to do like, if he wants to be an amateur bodybuilder,
Sure.
okay, whatever. But yeah, figure it out. Keep it, But the people we love are always going to have these weird little, they're gonna belong to weird little subcultures. And by the way, some gym bros can be toxic, but a lot of them are the nicest guys of all time.
Yeah, well, they get it out in the gym
And
sometimes.
some of them are just like nice nerds. That a
Right.
lot of the most jacked guys are just kind of like nice nerds, dude. For
Yeah.
real,
Yeah,
truly, that just
that's
happen to
true.
be jacked.
True.
So these guys don't have to be. This guy doesn't have to be piece of shit. Seems like you like him. So anyway,
Yeah.
hopefully I see you and your muscle bound boyfriend at at whatever show on the Dreamboat tour.
Here, here.
Hey, Stav, I'll just go right off with this one. A couple months ago, I was seeing this girl, and we were hooking up, and I caught chlamydia, basically.
Oh no.
So, I get treated, and then I wake up one day in, like, the worst fucking pain I've ever been in my life. Turns out I got something called reactive arthritis from getting chlamydia.
Whoa.
Yeah, for anyone listening, fucking stay safe, bro. That's a possibility.
Damn.
Unfortunately. So, yeah, for like past 3 months or so, just been fucking shit, barely able to get out of bed for the first
Jesus
month.
Christ.
I had to like crawl to the bathroom and shit in the mornings. Like it
yeah, it was fucking terrible. And I lost my job. I had to move out of my place and start living with my cousin. Luckily, she took me in. I don't have to pay rent. But
Just fucking on your hands and knees crawling to your cousin needing shelter because you got a piece of bad pussy. That's brutal, dude. That's like some fucking like, medieval shit.
You got some gangrene pussy.
On the floor, like, please let me in.
Give me some porridge.
I had to move out of my place and start living with my cousin. Luckily, she took me in. I don't have to pay rent. But yeah, so now I feel so fucking all over the place, man. I'm trying to get back out there and start dating and shit. But
I don't know if that's the best option for you, homeboy.
terrified of having sex now because you wear a condom, be protected and shit. But you still always that fucking chance that I could get fucking chlamydia again, and I could have a fucking arthritis, really bad arthritis flare up.
That's crazy.
And just be in the most intense pain again. And so I don't know what to do, man. Like I'm a single guy, you know. I got out of a relationship last year. I feel like that kind of was karmic justice when I got that shit that happened, but whatever.
It's not karmic justice, man.
So I just don't know I don't know what to do, man. I've never felt this way before. I'm just so anxious about sex. Like I'm a fucking 16-year-old again, you know? And for context, I'm 22. But, like,
still pretty young.
Yeah, man, it's just like, what do I do? Like, how do I get over this? Obviously, I've got to go to therapy and shit, but, you know, like, yeah. I just want to get back out there, man, but I don't want to fucking, you know, be in 9 out of 10 pain for, like, weeks after having sex.
This guy's the biggest bitch I've ever met. Just get back on the horse.
Hopefully you can give me some advice. I know this is a rare question, you know, but yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Thanks, guys.
That's crazy. Well, we're sorry you lost your job as a kangaroo wrangler because you had arthritis. That sucks, man. This is fucking nuts, though, dude. I mean, look. The other thing is, this guy's talking like he's like, you know, I'm 16. He's like, I don't want to feel like I'm 16 again. It's like, you know, he's 22, and I know you guys are young, but it's like 22 is still young as shit. You know, like it's okay for you to have fun.
It's really not.
It's like,
oh shit, I'm not paying attention.
Kind of behaving like an adult for a couple years, and then some crazy shit came out of nowhere and completely fucked up the way you look at sex. Yeah. And this is just like anything, bro. It's like I remember when I first moved to New York, I got bed bugs. For 3 years afterwards, I would be like, oh, fuck, I got them. I threw away like 3 beds that were completely fine because in my head, I was like, nah, there's fucking bed bugs here. Like, when something fucking shitty happens to you, you're going to worry about it for a long time, and all you can do is just be reasonably safe, be maybe safer than reasonably, right? Like, you know, you could be a kind of a hypochondriac when it comes to hooking up. Like, I've hooked up with people where it's like they won't even suck. Like I hooked up with a girl who wouldn't suck dick without a condom. I was like, what is this? What
that shit weird.
Yeah. Or they would want you to get like tested like the day of and like prove that you know what I mean? It's like, you know, that's extreme, but who knows what she was going through.
Yeah.
You might need to just be that extreme of a motherfucker. And, like, it's going to have to take some time for you to not be freaked out. Because, yeah, you just went through some crazy shit. I can't even imagine how much that would freak me the fuck
that
out.
Sounds fucked.
I feel like women will understand if you told them that, though. You know?
Well, yeah, women are very rarely are like, I mean, some women do. That's actually, some women are like, condom, what are you, fucking gay? but like, most women want to use fucking protection. Like, this isn't going to be a problem because you're having 2 safe sex. Like, that's the funny thing here is that you're like, you know, even with a condom, she can go bad. It's like, look, man, you got to live your life. You know what I mean? Like, and also, I don't even know if that's, like, I'm sure it's kind of like possible, but it's like, is it really gonna happen if you fuck with a condom on? And also, it's like maybe you have to be a little more, maybe you have to be a little bit more intentional about who you're fucking. You know, some random, you clearly got gonorrhea from some or chlamydia from some random bitch. Maybe you need to fucking date. Maybe you have to wait a date or two and see what kind of person you're dealing with. Like it's totally normal to fucking to say this kind of shit.
Have you tried collagen?
Collagen? Oh yeah, for your like arthritis. Yeah.
But nah, I mean I don't know. This is pretty fucked. Like
This is pretty fucked.
Nightmare. Fucking Gio's fucking sweating, dude. He's like, what?
It's been fucking crazy. Never got that shit. That ain't never happened. What the fuck did he do in his
yo,
life?
fucking knock on wood. No, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, how would I even feel? I don't know. You just gotta like, probably be in relationships.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, relationship.
Hope she got my chart.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You're just gonna have to be a little, but it makes sense. It was a fucking crazy thing, and you're gonna be anxious.
Yeah, but sex anxiety is an intense thing too.
Definitely.
I've been there myself. It's just like it feels like so over. I used to do like so many more drugs to have sex.
Wow. Interesting.
But also like I feel like part of like my problem was like I was like trying to prove it to myself, but then also I'm anxious, so that I'm just like drinking.
Yeah,
a ton.
I know a lot of people who are like that, who are like they can't even imagine hooking up with someone for the first time not drunk.
Yeah,
and it's like, damn, dude, that's like for me, I would definitely get anxious, but I wouldn't want to be.
I don't gotta be drunk to bang some shit. Please hit me up. I will fuck with you, I'm just completely sober.
Yeah. Well, good luck to this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Good luck to this fucking guy. My support is
you're good, man. You just gotta focus and not worry so much, and just like know you're gonna be anxious for a while.
Yeah, but knowing and then being in it, like.
Of course, it just takes time.
It takes time. It
just takes time, and that's all you gotta know.
But you'll be okay.
And also statistically, this isn't gonna like. It's probably not gonna happen again.
But what if he's just like one of those people that got like, oh, this is my rare condition. Every time I get chlamydia, my bones stop working.
That's what you're saying, like.
But he's not. But that's the thing. Yeah, of course. But he's not gonna get. The thing is, you're not gonna get chlamydia again. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
He's worried that he'll get it and it'll be crazy. But it's like, dude, statistically, this isn't gonna happen to you again.
I thought you were saying that like, oh, if he does get it again.
No, I mean, if he does, that's gonna be fucking horrible. But also. So life goes, even if that happens,
it'll be
fuck
worse.
it, man. You'll be,
it'll be
it'll be annoying.
Yeah, that's not worth. I don't know that.
No, Stephen Hawking for 3 months.
Yeah, it probably won't be worth it, but it just won't happen again, man. Just be a little more intentional and also cut yourself some slack.
I tried to make a documentary about him getting his car stolen.
Okay.
And it was just fucking terrible. Like, it was I would try to be funny in my class.
Hey, Sav, let's go.
Let's see here. What do we got? Captain of the boat.
The question I want to ask you guys is, my sister is dating somebody who has not been working for about a year. Now, me and my mom, we send my sister money a lot because she works at a train museum, and surprise, surprise, California state jobs, I mean, they don't always pay good. Sometimes they pay very shit.
Yeah, I mean, she works at a train museum.
Like, now my sister...
It's not an essential part of the state government.
Of
course.
I think she probably made up that job. That's why they're sending her money. They need to look into this fucking job.
Like, now my sister, she's always going to surgery for, like... different ovarian kind of stuff. And she's going into surgery again this month. And at the same time, they're moving to one of the shittiest fucking areas in Sacramento, bro. I mean, we all know Sacramento sucks, but fucking there's really bad fucking spots in there.
Okay.
But yeah, this dude he had a job when they started dating, but he quit that. I think he got fired because he just stopped going. And then he got another job at fucking Joe's Crab Shack, and on his first day, he had a panic attack and fucking quit. I mean, dude, not having a job for a few weeks while you're looking for one is totally fine, but bro, when you're dating a girl and she has to pay for all your shit,
Yeah, that's nuts.
and her family members are also paying for your shit, like, dude, I want to stomp this dude out, but I know that's not right.
That's what you should be doing. You should be writing
And
stuff.
I'm thinking I should fucking talk to him.
You should be in
man to man.
jiu-jitsu class. you should be getting ready, bro.
You should be training Brian instead of writing stuff.
Let's finish him out here, Eldest.
What we can do? Let's do.
You know, cut the bullshit. Tired of hearing my mom bitch about this dude. I'm tired of bitching about this dude.
Yeah.
Needs to fucking grow up. They're older than me. That's all, Stav. That's all.
Older than you.
Side note, I befriended a Bosnian coworker with some good old Albanian racism, and that was kind of cool. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Fuck out of here.
No, wait a minute. Hold on now. Albanian racism. Yeah, let's what?
He's saying his Bosnian friend talks about how bad Albanians are. So it's that classic, the Balkans thinking they're better than each other when they're the exact same type of guy.
They're all cousins.
That's always fun.
Hey,
Although
I saw
I will
racism, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then she blacked out. Yeah, I did.
It's white on white racism. Don't worry.
You know what? Yeah, as you were. Sydney at ease. You're right. I'm gonna stomp that guy.
Let's see here.
Giving money to the sister who's giving money to this guy. You already know what you need to do, and you got to that conclusion while you were leaving that voicemail.
I mean, it's also like she's his older sister, and at a certain point, this isn't your problem. Like, I know it's like, it's kind of does he still live with his mom? Like, there's a lot I'm curious. There's a lot I'm curious about here, right? Where
Stuff
it's like
is not adding up.
A lot's not adding up
the
here.
Surgeries every time. I don't know. No surgeries. The job. The train museum. He ain't got no job. How is this all? They're moving to Sacramento? Like, who just moves to Sacramento?
I think.
Excuse me. Here, Rocky Bud. Alright, Rocky Buddy. Yeah, it's a comfortable bed. What are you doing over there? You silly goose. You're Rocky, you silly goose.
I think they probably live already in Sacramento.
They're
that's where
moving
the
to
that's where the
shittier
state
Sacramento.
train museum is, and they're moving to a shittier part of Sacramento.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. A lot's not adding up here. Like, how serious are these health problems? Number one.
What's their insurance?
Yeah, what's the insurance situation?
I
don't think the train museum has.
Who
good
knows though? If
insurance.
she's a state employee, she might actually have good. She might have a bad salary, but good
she might have
benefits.
to work enough hours to get that though.
Yeah, who knows? But I am
a real job in a while. But
yeah, I mean none of us have.
Like, oh my God,
yeah. But like I am a little. She's older than you, and this is ultimately like yes, obviously this guy sucks, but like, have you had a conversation with your sister? And the hard part is, we've all been there when somebody.
No, fight that man.
Yeah,
Don't talk to your sister. Beat that nigga's ass.
He's not. He doesn't have it in him. You know he doesn't. He's calling this show.
I know, right?
This is Staff Show is the new Delilah.
Yeah.
I love her. She's like, oh, this goes out to this show is that.
Listen, he need to heat up some Mountain Dew and go do the do. He's gonna fucking mollywop this man.
He needs fucking warm up cans and beat him in the get a pillowcase full of hot Mountain Dew cans and beat the fuck out of this guy.
Yes.
And tell him to apply to Lowe's.
They're always hiring.
And you know what? A bunch of stuff just opened up. They fired all the DEI people.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
These people sound very pure white.
Yeah.
So,
Does this guy know how to code? Maybe Elon will hire him. So, I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, yes, you reserve the right to beat this guy with whatever soft drink of your choice you want. But, I mean, at a certain point also, how many times have you been there where it's like somebody you're close with dates a fucking idiot? That just happens. And sometimes the harder you push against it, the more they're like, so that's what
I love him.
Yeah, that's the hard thing here is that like, I've been there, we've all been there, and some of this is you just got to let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Also, how old are you? What's going on with your family? You said like you're still living with your mom? How young are you? You might just need a little bit of time to go do your own shit and stop worrying about your family too much, especially if this guy.
You think he's 15, 17?
I think he'll be early 20s.
Like early 20s, and I think she's maybe mid to late. Because he was like, she's older than me, and that she could be like a year older than him.
And yeah, totally.
I think if he stops helping, because it sounds like him and the mom are helping, I think if you stop, the mom is going to hit her breaking point, and the sister's going to have to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I want to know, did the mom donate to the fires? Because it's like you giving money to the daughter, but the fires really.
But when you think about it, the daughter is a dumpster fire.
That is true.
Or that's the relationship.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's the hard part, though, is that ultimately this comes down to your sister's your sister's dickmatized by a loser, and that's until she breaks that spell. There's nothing that can be done here. She's letting some fucking guy live off her already shitty salary to the point that she's asking her family for money and moving to a shittier apartment. The problem is with your sister. This guy,
brother, you have to take his dick. That's what it is.
Yeah, you have to
take the dick.
But I mean, it all makes sense though. I feel like an unemployed dude would have good dick.
Absolutely. That's a survival mechanism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a hobosexual.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's literally banging for roof.
And that's
I was doing that for research purposes, and I will say.
Yeah, you're writing a book.
I will say. To the case.
The name of the book, 50 Shades of Poor.
Seen all the shades, babe. Eggshell.
Sacramento.
Matte, flat, sheen, all the sheens. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, part of me is like, this is your sister's thing. Part of me is like, if you're like in your early 20s and you're still really wrapped up in your family's shit, you might just need to leave the nest and do your own thing for a couple years and maybe come back when you actually have some life experience and some resource. That's literally what I did, where I was like, my family was driving me fucking nuts. I just went out and did my own thing. I was lucky enough to have some good years, and I was like, all right, now I can help you guys. Now that I got my shit together, I can actually help out where I can. And maybe, you know what I mean? Like, right now, it seems like you're too in the middle of stuff that ultimately isn't really your fucking job.
Nope.
That's the younger brother to fucking, you know, your sister has to get this out of her system. A lot of people go through dating people that are bad for them. Hopefully, she does get out of her system. Hopefully, she, you know, you're not like, you don't, you know, wake up to a text, good news, and it's a fucking
sonogram.
That's horrible. That's a different question. Then we'll deal with that when we get there. Hopefully we don't. But right now,
that's hilarious, bro. Well, good news.
No, I'm not even kidding. We will pay for her abortion. If this guy gets her, this show will pay for your sister's abortion.
I got an extra pair of sweatpants, girl, from ASOS. I'm with you. I can't drive, but I get you the Uber.
I'm gonna put a bunch of twisted teas and sand in a bag.
I'll heat up some Malta, and you'll take that and then push it down the stairs. That's old school.
That's wild.
I have a little situation with my mom. Me and my mom haven't really had a relationship since I was like, we haven't really ever seen eye to eye since I had like a conscience, if that makes sense.
Okay.
She cheated on my dad when I was in like 8th grade, and I kind of just hated her for that since then. Growing up, she's like ultra religious, homeschooled me, so I like didn't go to public school. The Bible was like part of my
ultra religious and cheated on your dad? That's a horrible one-two punch.
Though. That's kind of turnt.
That feels like the Christian way.
You get the worst of both worlds, though. It's like, you don't have a fun mom who's letting you do whatever you want and sucking dick on the side. Right. You have an annoying mom who also ruins your, like,
childhood.
have
an annoying mom who's sucking dick on the side.
She gotta have fun. She running the house, okay? And schooling you.
I'm sure they're getting a real well-balanced education. All right, go ahead. This is an interesting woman here.
Homeschooled me, so I like didn't go to public school. The Bible was like part of my homework. Like we would pray for like aborted babies before going to church.
Oh no!
Oh god!
A hippie, super ultra atheist vegan that owns like a hippie store that sells like hash pipes and fucking like bondage shit. Which I'm not against that. Do whatever you want, but it's like she's so back and forth, and every time we ever speak as adults, it's just like either an argument or one of us I can tell is pissed off.
Damn, he might hit
So
her.
I'm not even calling to see like that. I don't care. We haven't talked in like a year. The thing I'm asking, so my mom and my dad are obviously not together. They've like, I guess they still talk or whatever, like as friends. But my dad and my son's mother.
Let me tell you, your dad's not friends with her.
Fiance, who my mom.
Hate to be that guy, but your dad is not friends with that chick. He's hoping for some pussy crumbs to trail off in his direction.
My dad and my ex-wife, we're all still cordial. They will not leave me alone about fixing my relationship with my mom.
What?
Every conversation we have, if there's a lull, they go, "Have you talked to your mom? Have you thought about reaching out to your mom?" I mean, I don't. Why would I want a relationship with somebody that? Neither one of us like each other. I don't like her. She doesn't like me.
Also not.
I'm sure we still love each other.
It's also not your fucking job.
No.
You're the kid. If they want to pressure someone into fixing the relationship, it should be the woman who made you made you weird as shit because she believed that she thought her beliefs were so important that she was gonna make you do them. Then after she's fucked you up. Gone, and now she's fucking smoking weed and selling dildos or whatever the fuck she's doing. And now she gets to have a good time after she fucked you up, and she had a fucked up marriage with your dad and just kind of, mess shit up for you. She's the one who owes you. So let's start there, but let's finish what he has to say, and then.
Oh, you riled up over there.
I am, yeah.
I love my mom. I just don't want to talk to her. Like, why would I go talk to somebody I have nothing in common with? I don't want to go to her house for Christmas.
This just sounds so sad. I couldn't imagine having a relationship like this with my parents or my like siblings and shit. Like that to me, bro, is just heartbreaking. Like I'll never forget. There was this one time I was chilling with my buddy. I got off the phone with my brother and I was like, "All right, bro, I love you. Talk to you later, man." And my buddy just started like breaks down and he starts crying. He's like, "Man, my family's never told me they love me, dude. That's fucking crazy. I want that one day." That shit like changed my whole perspective.
Thanks. Have a good day, guys.
He's angry.
Who know you have a good day.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like It sounds like because they're still cool with the mom. Maybe the mom is putting this in their ear too.
Probably, yeah.
Like they're like, "Have you spoken to Bobby?" And she's like, "No, he doesn't want to talk to me."
Right.
I don't know why. You smoking sativa today?
Indica, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, so one thing I will say though is that this guy also is not.
He's pissed.
He's so mad that it is affecting like his thought process, and that's okay, right? Like, no one's telling you to not be mad, but you also, because you also said a couple contradictory things where you're like, I love my mom,
but I don't want to fucking be around.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, you can do that. You can love someone and still not want to be around them.
I'm just saying,
It's
I don't
natural.
think he's really, even though he feels very passionate, like he gets very serious emotions around his mother. I don't think he's untangled what he feels towards her. Because I still think he's like, of course I love her, but like, you have to be honest with yourself. Do you?
He hates her.
Yeah, you hate her, and it's like,
literally hates her.
and you resent your ex and your dad because it feels like they are sort of picking their convenience, but also what your mom wants over you. You probably feel like your mom sort of ignored you in a weird way, and like everybody is just sort of this is definitely triggering some kind of childhood shit. And my number one advice to you is like,
Damn, that was a pretty fast kill. Let's see what we got here. A minute kill? Yeah, that was pretty quick. I could tell it was fast.
An emotional loose cannon right now, and you don't even know what.
I could tell that one was fast as fuck, boy.
He doesn't know what he wants out of this relationship. He doesn't really thought about it.
I think he does. Like, they pressuring him, and he's like, she fucked me up. And
Fast as fuck, boy.
And he's no longer.
You already know, Zombie.
Wife or whatever. Yeah.
We fast as fuck.
Said ex-wife, so it's like
okay.
His ex.
He flip flopping or whatever. But yeah, he's like, I'm sure he's dealing with his own stuff that he might be projecting into this as well. But what you're not gonna do is push somebody onto me. I don't care what title they are. If I don't fuck with them, we need to end the conversation. I don't want to keep talking about this shit.
I agree with you.
But that's why I think he definitely needs to be in therapy.
Yeah.
His mom was his teacher / pastor. Now she's trying to be his weed man. Because the dad has forgiven the mom, and
he's a simp.
Exactly. I think that's part of the problem.
Well,
here.
I mean, I don't know why the dad is coming to Christmas at the mom's at all,
but that's part of it. Is like he's channeling all his frustration towards his mom because she's the easiest target.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of frustration to go around here, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing I learned, like going through therapy. Is like, yeah, my dad. I had this opposite thing where it's like my dad was the one who I had a lot of problems with. But there's also, even if there's one really good parent, there's some frustration to go. You are mad at them too for letting the other person get away, and I had to deal with that, and I had to be like, oh, let me get this out of my system so that this is not something I care about, and I distilled it to what I was really mad about, right? And once I knew what it was, then I could.
Whoa.
What was you mad about?
I mean, it's just how my dad was just kind of like, it was essentially how he treated my mom. It was like, he just kind of fucked, I mean, and us, like he was just kind of like, he would take everything out on us because he was kind of, we were the only people that he had any control of, right? Because like life was not going how he wanted it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of resented that, and I specifically resented, how he treated my mom, and then also how fucked up a relationship I looked at as my blueprint, and now that fucks up how I relate to women, and so it's like, but I figured all that shit out, and then you also start thinking of them as human beings, because once you get rid of some of this anger, it's like your mom is clearly either wildly mentally ill person or wildly confused, and who knows how fucked up her childhood. Like, you can, once you deal through your own shit, then you can start empathizing.
Yeah.
But I don't think he even knows what he's mad about. Like, how angry he is just like, so it's just coming at us so much.
He's been mad since 8th grade.
Yeah, right.
How old are we in 8th grade?
Yeah, we're 12 or 13.
We're like 11, 12, exactly. And that's already a rough time to be alive anyway.
Totally.
So
he's
been mad at her this whole time, and he has a kid now who.
And that's, to me, that's the reason I'm like, go to therapy, because it's not even about you anymore, right? You have a kid, and like the important thing is like, let's make sure none of this inherited fucking bullshit goes one more generation. Let's fucking, it's up to you to figure out what you're mad at, figure out, because I think I guess my argument here is not seeing his mom is not. He hasn't made the determination that his mom is somebody he has to cut out of his life. If he figures that out, great. Then cut her out. I think it's just I don't want to think about this mechanism, which is like this person triggers such intense emotion in me.
Push it to the side.
Push
One
it
of
to
us
the
gets mad.
limit.
It's like I just don't even want to deal with it. You do have to deal with it. I think if you didn't have a kid, I would let you get away with it a little longer. Right?
But you know what the problem is too, though. You could go and get your shit all worked out, go to therapy
No.
or whatever, but then you still gotta go deal with this person who's not working their stuff out. So then it's like now I gotta have empathy. I gotta do the work. Then I have to feel better and go to you, and then feel fucked up again because they're not working their stuff out at all.
Sure, but he has to fit. We don't even know if that's the case, right? Like who knows? Who knows with this fucking mom? And again, I'm not holding out hope because
I need her to write in.
Ultimately,
How you feel, sis? What's going on your side?
She has no idea. Let's be honest. She's
She
fucking
might
out
listen to
there.
this at the dispensary.
Yeah.
She might listen to this at the dispensary. I'm dead.
Yeah, at the dispensary
That's funny as
/
fuck.
Alfalfa store. She's selling fresh sprouts, fucking vegan cookies. So yeah, dude, that's because you're so fucking angry, and I've been there. But it's just it's an unfocused, huge anger spraying, and you need to like focus it in, understand what you're mad about. And yeah.
Oh,
and
dude,
look,
that
at
is
the end of the
funny.
day, if you do all that stuff,
Selling
you go to fucking
sprouts.
therapy, and you decide, I never want to see my fucking mom again. That's your right. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to know why that is, because right now it feels like it's just making you angry, and you need to know why it's making you angry. And my main argument is because you don't want that to trickle down to your kid. You know, because especially because you're kind of mad at you're the mother of your kid, and it's like your kid's gonna see that. You guys do have to have a good relationship again for your kid. It at least has to be. You can't let this stuff anger you so much that it like trickles
I'm probably
down.
dead here. Yo, Hayes, what's up, big dog?
You know.
The lesson here: don't have no kids.
Yeah,
I was right there with you. I was like, man, don't get in no damn relationship.
Yeah, because if you didn't have kids, this is just, I'd be like, whatever, fuck your mom, dude. And then next.
Hazer.
So I'm calling about some relationship advice. Maybe you can help me out. My boyfriend does have immigrant parents. His mom's Albanian and his dad's Dutch.
His mom's
and that
what?
definitely influenced.
Just about to play some Warzone and maybe zombies. Nice, man. That's what's up. What zombies are you gonna
And
play?
that definitely influenced a lot in his life. But I'm calling because our parents worked together. My mom worked for his dad for over 10 years, and that's actually how we met. My mom introduced us together.
Oh, wow. This sounds terrible.
And we've been together for like 3 years. Everything was going great. And recently, his dad fired my mom after like 13 years of working together.
Oh, no.
Wasn't really a good reason. My mom wasn't even on a payroll. She got paid like per job she did. So the firing didn't really make any sense.
He fired
It was
a
very
contractor?
cold. It kind of all started when his girlfriend started working with the business. and
Got
my
a
mom
deal. I wanna ride the T-Rex.
and
Or-
it was horrible. My
Bruh.
mom's been going through a whole life renaissance trying to find a new job. It really fucked with my family. My dad fucking hates my boyfriend's dad now.
Kind of makes sense.
It's been horrible. It's caused so much issues, and I fucking hate the guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the bottom line. I can't stand this fucking guy. I don't want to look at him. And this happened, of course, right when my boyfriend and his dad's relationship were kind of going well.
That's when they do the stuff.
Now I'm in the boat of I can't fucking
It always
stand
happens.
my future father-in-law.
Oh.
My boyfriend really wants me to kind of start moving past it, but besides that, my whole family hates him. And I don't know, it's gonna really fuck.
Let me
up.
tell you right now, this relationship is not gonna work.
Do you have any advice on how I can
You
handle
have to
this?
leave him. You have to leave him.
I mean, sure.
T-
I'll just-
Telling you're in a relationship will not work.
Yeah, I mean, if there's really no reason, right? Like, if it's because the guy is so petty.
You not playing BO6 anymore? Nah, bro. After that one map came out, it just realized how dog shit the game really was.
And it's just because
After like the first DLC came out, I realized how really bad this fucking game was, and I was just like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
His son's girlfriend's mom, and that
I would
doesn't
pop
matter,
perkaholics, bro, and then be legged out of the game, and then lose my perkaholic.
It's like he does.
You know what I mean?
He is so self-centered in that he's willing to sacrifice both. You know, the mom behaving unethically, right? Even if this woman wasn't related to his son at all, it's fucked up to fire somebody.
Oh, no way. He kills me right there. What?
Right, that's unethical enough.
Yeah.
But to also not care enough about
Wow.
how it might affect your son.
I should have just ate it.
He said,
He's a piece of shit. Yeah. I don't even like her.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah. Your boy, the only red flag I see here is your boyfriend trying to move past it.
Yeah.
Because like, look, a lot of people have fucking father-in-laws they hate. You know what I mean? Like the classic in-laws joke is there for a reason. Everybody, the hack thing to say is everybody hates their in-laws, and I think you're well within your rights, your whole family, to be like, fuck this guy.
Gotta leave him.
And so
That's kind of shit.
I don't want to jump necessarily to that, but you have. If he doesn't see it your way, or if he goes to the fact, if he doesn't understand why you don't want anything to do with his dad, then you do have. Then I don't think the relationship.
But
can
that's
last.
the thing. Is like, how do you get over that? Like,
You don't. You're gonna have to end that relationship.
And I'll tell you, those people, they draw that line. Like, my family's my family. That's it. So
it's okay. So I don't think he is, because she said he's an immigrant, and she said his relationship with his for real, because I know because he says his relationship with his dad is finally going well. To me, I know a lot of this is how my relationship with my dad works, where it's like we did not get.
Jeez, catch up later. I'm jumping on Verdansk. Go fucking win a game, my man.
A lot of immigrants have
Get her
relationships with
done.
their fucking dads, and so to me, I think the son, it might be the kind of thing where it's. I don't think they're like super family oriented. I think it's the kind of thing where his dad wasn't that supportive. And again, I'm projecting probably a little bit here, but
yeah, it sounds like your life.
yeah, but no, you get one of those. You can play. You owed at least 3 more. I mean, we got you pretty good this episode.
Oh my god!
Like, but him saying him and his dad relationship is kind of going well, to me, that implies it used to go bad, right?
It feels like it's finally on like maybe some shaky ground, but it's cool now. And he's like, just move past it, because he doesn't want to go back to what it was.
Exactly.
But her mom is not going to let this go, because she don't have a job.
And it's also not something you can look past.
No.
I think your family's. If again, we're gonna believe you. We're gonna believe that your mom wasn't taking 3-hour lunches and
wasn't
just
flirting with the dad.
Yeah. It was a love triangle.
Yeah.
We're gonna just take you at face value, and if everything you're saying is correct, then yeah, this is fucked up. And if your boyfriend just takes his dad's side, or he's like annoyed at you because he's like, hey, you're gonna fuck up my relationship with my dad. It's like, then yeah. He's not the one for you.
But she's been with this dude for 3 years, she said?
Yeah, I think so, right,
and
Eldest?
she loves him? He's great?
She called him her future father-in-law for 3 years. And but this is a big test. This is a weird thing that happens, and you see somebody's like how they respond in these types of situations. It's kind of unfair, because a lot of relationships will never get tested to this level. This is pretty fucked up, right?
It's very intertwined.
So that sucks, and you just kind of have bad luck here. But fucked up shit happens to people all the time, and ideally you want to be with somebody that you know will have your back if something wild happens.
Yeah,
you know?
and it don't seem like.
So I don't know. I guess talk to your boyfriend.
I'm
about
gonna
it in a real way.
delete
Make him
600K
understand
in
this
just
is not
battle
something
subs.
you can
Jesus.
get past, and if he insists, then there might be some issues, and you might have to consider whether this is the type of person you do want to be with. If there's some kind of compromise you can find, because we haven't even gotten into the fact that, let's say he's like, I get it, we don't want to move past it, but can we go do Thanksgiving at my dad's? Like, we can't. Our family doesn't have to be together, but can we go to? And if I'm her, I don't want to go to Thanksgiving with that guy.
No. And then going to do Thanksgiving at her mom's, she looking at the son.
Right. He's got the same nose as the guy who fired her.
And then if y'all are gonna get married, that wedding is gonna be terrible.
Oh, dude, the wedding. I never even thought of that.
So
the odds are. We hate to say it here, but the odds are not looking good for you, unless his dad comes through.
Just remember, 3 years, you can get you a new man. You get a new man.
Yeah, the dad's got to get the mama part-time.
The dad's got to.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's no fucking reality where that fucking that relationship lasts.
to make this right.
He probably won't do.
No, probably not. He used that money to buy his 20 years younger than him girlfriend
a new car.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck. Hopefully, it doesn't ruin your relationship. But we're all pretty.
100% the whole story wasn't told.
Next question, Aldous.
So I have a little situation with my mom.
Damn, all the other ones are pretty clandestine. Yeah. Bro, eating turtles. Let me see here. Control. There we go. $215 people. Damn. This is like a new fucking To Catch the Predator. Like, what? They have a new takedown. That's what that shit's called. Takedown, apparently. Interesting. You didn't know Jerry Springer as a judge. Knew him really well. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Call it there, boys. Appreciate y'all for chilling. Hope y'all have a good day. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.